Alright, y'all. This is a detailed video about my current situation and what's currently going on till today. Alright? If y'all don't know, I have been targeted, clearly, by government agencies, including the LAPD, LADOT, LADWP, all the LA city agencies, okay? They know about this. We're in court right now fighting, and that's why a lot of things been happening to me recent, okay? Because they don't want this information to get out. Clearly. They know what I got. I did my own investigation. I was able to recover a lot of stuff, okay? And it will have a lot of people in trouble, whatever. But it ain't about this. It's just to let y'all know, like, this is serious. And it's thousands and thousands of people that go through this every day. Every day. Electronic harassment, gang stalking. They want to commit harm. They try. We still working on a silent war, too. But this right here, this is the only way I was going to be able to do it because, like, with the docu-series, it's a lot of editing and they don't like that. So anytime, like, when I come on here or get on Instagram and talk about this, I get tortured. Literally. They still sending this. We gonna talk about it. I'm gonna show y'all exactly what I mean. But my plan is to start from the beginning, which is back here. This is where I was at the moment. I was staying back here. We got the room, whatever. Y'all gonna see it on the videos I got ready. And y'all see. But like I said, we not even gonna start with LAPD because that happened June 5th. We gonna start with where it all started, which was October 18th, 2023, with Navy Federal. All right. And if y'all don't know, all this started because of I chose to exercise my consumer rights. You know, I applied for a credit card. They denied me. I called back for reconsideration. You know, I be studying the law. So I said what I said and whoop whoop, and they approved me. Okay. I went on, you know, like, okay, thank you. It wasn't for around how much my other credit cards was, but I wasn't worried. I wasn't tripping. All right. But what was that? October 18th. So around like November, first week of November, I start seeing my credit like just. I'm like, what's going on? So I'm checking it. I'm doing this, and you know stuff like that. I just seen something happen. You know, I wasn't in tune yet. I wasn't in tune. It just start happening. Stuff just start happening. Bam. They start credit one bank, start messing with me, my cards, doing stuff to my accounts, uh, and all type of stuff. But this is when I realized that. So when I got the credit card over the phone, remind you, I called for reconsideration. So I applied over the phone. And I'm talking to the lady. She's like, oh, you want to do a balance transfer? I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's do a balance transfer. It was $1,000. And I transferred to my Credit One bank account just to pay, you know, like whatever I owe, just to like put it down on there. You get what I'm saying? And so they processed that and we was good. This was right after I got the credit card. Now, when I saw my credit score dropping, that's when I realized, like, cause I seen it when the balance hit my card. I seen it, and then all of a sudden it disappeared. And when it disappeared, listen to me. When it disappeared, my credit score dropped again. My credit score dropped. What was that? 85 points because of that. Yeah, it was some other things too. You know, I'll get down to it. But my credit score dropped 85 points after that. And they sent it to another card that I never gave them, never authorized. I'm like, what the fuck? And the card that I originally sent it to, that was the only card that really had a balance. The card that they end up rerouting it to, I didn't need it on there. I didn't. So that was the beginning of this. I didn't realize exactly what was going on until a lot of stuff I'm currently realizing now, like, oh shit, oh this. You feel me? So I didn't know, like, okay, yeah, they doing this other stuff, but I didn't know they was doing some whole other stuff. Okay? And that started, and let me tell y'all this. During this time, they was in my phone, in my emails, switching emails up. Yeah, I'm like, how is they doing this? But now I know. And we'll get to that. So they in my phone switching the dates up. And whoever was doing, they fucked up a lot of times, and I caught it. Okay? And like I said, they was in my accounts. I'm realizing this, like, currently, like, months ago when I'm like, they been in my, like, they really been in there. You feel me? So, after, like, I'm going back and forth, because I'm calling Credit One Bank, I'm calling Navy Federal, and I'm right here, up in here. All right? I'm doing research. I got somehow, every, like, you know how you, when you get your credit card bills, you got to pay on it or whatever. And some people don't keep their mail or whatever. So, somehow, I had everything. I had my statements. I had whatever I needed. I had it. But in the middle of going through that, I found a ticket. I found the ticket in San Francisco. This got to do with all this too. It was a ticket on my RV that I never really drove, and especially never went to San Francisco. And this is in the middle of doing my, you feel me, like, what's going on? I'm trying to figure out what's going on, why my account look like this, why my credit look like this. And in the middle of that, I find a ticket that I connected back with Navy Federal. And it's just a lot, as y'all can hear. But I can listen. That's why I'm here, to not just tell y'all, but to show y'all a lot, just a lot, and y'all can see what's really been going on. All right, if y'all don't know, so this is when it started. That's when it started. But when I started noticing stuff, it was in my room right here, and I was hearing, like, it sounded like somebody was pulling my wall off, and like construction over there. But I'm like, what the fuck is they can't be touching the wall. There's nothing to touch. So why is they even touching it? You know, I tried to leave it alone. I'm like, okay, because my side of my bedroom wall I share with the neighbor. Oddly, it's just it happened like that, and I ain't even got access to that side of the wall. You feel me? So it kept happening, and I'm like, okay, we finna see what is really going on, okay? So I told my mom to call him, because we was cool. Never had no issues with him. None of that. Told my mom to call him, see, can I come check out my wall? You know, I never said, oh, this, I never went. I never said that. So after my mom called him, I met him in the back, because it's like, right, my room is right here. And my bedroom wall is right it sits on his property, and he got a gate, so can't nobody get back there. So he came and let me in the gate. And once I seen what I seen, I'm like, what's going on? Because my wall wasn't like this. I rebuilt, this was a 2-car garage, okay? I rebuilt this whole thing when I bought the house. It was supposed to be a family house. I bought it for me, my mama, my sister. You feel me? And I was like, you know what? I was finna get my own house. But I'm like, how would I look if I get a house and my mama ain't got a house? You feel me? That's just how I was thinking. But I was like, if I find the perfect property, I can convert the 2-car garage and stuff into something that I can live in, you know? And that's how it happened. I got this for the family. And I'm going to get into that too because it's all a part of this situation. It's a long situation and it's a lot. I'm not even going to be able to finish everything today. But I am. Y'all going to get everything. Everything. Okay? So we still on with my neighbor. Remind you, this is when I was trying to tell people on Instagram they doing something. Okay? I was the reason I said that is because I seen tiny holes in my wall. And listen, I like when I clean up sometimes it be that month where I'll be wiping down my walls. You get what I'm saying? And I seen some stuff on the wall. I thought it was bugs or something. But I'm wiping and then I see it on the floor. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know, it looked like bugs. I got pictures. We gonna get to them in a minute. It looked like bugs. And as I'm cleaning, I'm like, okay. I didn't think nothing of it. I just, I found the holes in the wall. I was like, okay, whatever. But as I'm like wiping it, look, they sending a surge through. This is a Geiger counter. I'm going to go over this. Look, it's just going up. I'm going to go over this in a minute, but I got to keep this because I figured out they had some type of nuclear radiation source coming through my whole property. That's what this is for. I'm going to break this down, though, as we go on. So, this is when I first start noticing stuff. I never linked it together, though. I just know they doing some weird shit. They doing something over there they ain't supposed to be doing. And like I said, when he let me in the gate, I seen it, and I'm like, my wall wasn't like this. Remind you, I rebuilt this whole thing. Well, contractors, but I was here, hands on. We had all the walls from the middle down to the bottom, off. Okay? Off. So you can see the walls. I was the one who was filling in all the cracks with the little foam, whatever, got to patch stuff up. That wasn't there. Matter of fact, let's get to it. Let's get to it, y'all. So this is what I'm going to do. Oh, we right there. I'm going to move my screen down here. Oh, shit. Oof. Alright. I'm going to move my screen down there. That should be good. So we can get to it. So, oh, look at this. We got the wall right here. So this was the wall. This was the wall. Alright. This was my wall. Now pay attention though. When I told you I redid the whole thing. My wall didn't look like this. It didn't look like this. I'll tell you that, and I'm gonna show y'all why it didn't look like that. Alright? What other pictures at? Okay. Now check this out. This was like, and this is, listen to me. This is right here. That's where my bed, like my room sits at, on the other side of that wall. Cause y'all know it's two walls. It's a wall on the outside. Then they got like wood pieces over there, to support it. Then there's another wall. And on the other side of that is my bedroom wall right there. Alright? Now, let me see if I can zoom in. Y'all see that over there? Them all wood chips from my wall right there. It just don't break off like that. It just don't fall off. This is damage done, okay? They probably was able to clear this up, but in time, because it took a minute for him to open the gate. All right, that's my wall. Let's see what else. Then I got another same one. I got more pictures. Where did I put them at? Oh, that's just okay. Hold on, y'all. Where we at? We got them on here. All right. I just did one Untitled 3, I think. Here we go. So, I just put the new pictures in here. All right. Perfect. Perfect. So, one second. Where we want to start? All right. Let's start with this. So, this was the stuff that was on my floor. All right. This was the stuff on my floor. It got stuck all on here because I had the little wire hiders. You know, it got the glue on the back, so the little panel where you hide the wires at was sitting on there. And so when the wood was coming out the wall, when it was falling down from the wall, because I'm going to show y'all that, it was falling on the glue, and that's what this looked for. But you see how it looked like bugs? Let's see. But look at that. Alright? That's wood. Little tiny pieces of wood when they was drilling, but because the hose is tiny. But that's wood chips, like little wood pellets. And I know because I got a microscope, and I put them under the microscope, and I'm like, okay. And then I found some more, and I compared. I said, it's wood. We finna get to that too. So that's what I was seeing on the walls and on the floor. I'm like, what the fuck? Now watch this. Watch this. Alright, what's this? There's more of it. But you can see it looked like little wood does. It's just the picture's so good. I was zooming in and it looked like little pebbles because that's what they look like. So that's my wall is right here. Okay, up. We finna see it. Alright. This is a movie. Alright, here we go. Okay. So this is the wood. That's the wood pieces that I found on the floor. Wood dust, whatever. Wood shavings. And so I knew when I noticed this, I noticed that because I'm like, what is it? You know? But then I looked up and I noticed. So check this out. Small holes like this in the wall. Hold on. Let me get it clear. All right. This was the hole. Small hole that I seen in the wall. No termites, okay? Termite, that's a perfect hole. Like a small drill bit hole. Okay? Drilled from the outside of my wall in. Them little pieces, you see how the outside of my wall is like wood. That's the only wall like that I'm gonna show y'all because I did the whole outside. We fixed the whole structure. Then I got the stucco done. You get what I'm saying? Y'all finna see that. I got the pictures. But this is a hole. This is one of the holes in my wall. Right. They was like covered up in like the wood dust. It was covered up in like little wood pieces. So like that. It was looking like that. That's a hole too. Alright, that one. Hold on. That's a hole too. I just never touched it. I'm like, okay. Because they was looking like this. They was looking like this. And I'm like, what is that? Some spider eggs on my wall or something? You know? And then the other holes, I took something small and pointy. And I was just saying like, okay, let's see if it go through. Because you feel me? And when I put them in there, it went through. I'm like, okay. But this how they was looking on my wall. They real small. They probably look big right here. They real small. I'm still in there. I didn't poke that one through. Like you just can't see it. Like, oh, there's a hole in your wall. No. Then there's another one. There's another one right there. Right now there. You can see this one. Look. Ooh, look at that. Y'all see that? Can I zoom? Oh yeah, I can crop it. Yeah. Let's do it like this. Let's crop this. Oh no, not like that. Damn. Yeah, I fucked up, y'all. Hold on. Let me zoom in. I don't really work with this program, so. Okay, yeah, this. I don't know. I can't do it, but I think y'all can see it. Default. No, that's not default. Crap. I don't know what I did, y'all. I don't know what I did. Let's exit out of there and go back in it. Where was that at? Right here. So, okay. We're gonna go. That was the. All right. That one still. That was the first one. The second one I showed y'all. Let's get back to the other one. This one right here. All right. You can see the perfect hole. You can see the little things that's on the floor, the little wood pieces and chips, whatever you want to call them, pellets, whatever. They sitting right in the wall. Okay. The wood shave is in there. Let's see. Follow. All I did was follow it. I just followed the path. Look. All I did was follow it. That's bam. One hole. They all in a line. Go up. That's two holes. Bam. Right there. There's go another up. One. That's the third one. All right. So. All right. So this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing as I'm like, well, I'm hearing somebody feel like or sound like somebody trying to tear my wall off. And then I was inspecting it, cleaning and stuff because I had listen to me. I had vacuumed it up. Because I'm like, what is this? And I vacuumed it up. And as I'm cleaning the wall, I uncovered it. But they did it again. Then again after that. All right. And this is when I was on Instagram trying to tell, but it do sound crazy. Like somebody drilling holes, like, why would he drill holes? I didn't know neither. That's why I'm here now. To tell you what I didn't uncover. Remind you, this was, when I start realizing all this, this was the end of December. The end of like December 2023. Okay? That's when I start realizing shit. And like I said, after I went to go see the other side of my wall, I knew something was going on. But in me, I'm still in my head like, why would they even, what the heck? But we finna get to it. All right? So, let's see, what is this? This is a picture. All right. This is a picture. Now, we already went through them. You seen the hoes. Oh. It's more hoes. Bam. And so, defendant's car is... Right, yeah, so so basically, this is what I was saying. So, I start, like, processing stuff. Like, I'm telling you, every time I look at the evidence and stuff, I process stuff. So, it was a time where the neighbor, he would leave his car running. Like, just idle, sitting right on the other side of the wall, because that's where he'll park. But he'll just leave it idling and running for long, like, minutes. It would be 5, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. I never noticed it because I'm like, okay, I wasn't thinking about nothing. We got walls, so I'm protected from whatever. But then I thought, I'm like, they done tore most of the bottom of my wall off. So all that exhaust fumes hit literally right on the other side of the wall. The car was right there. Where the hose was at, the pipe was right there. So that might have contributed. And listen to me. This was the time I was getting dizzy. I didn't know what was wrong. I bought a lot of vitamins. Like, I don't know. I was even telling a couple of the homies that come, like, man, I don't know. Something is not right. Like, it felt like vertigo or something. It felt like I just wanted to pass out, and I was just getting real dizzy and having brain shocks and all type of stuff. Never thought I didn't know what was going on, y'all. So, you feel me? But I did tell people, and people, like, it was real. And we finna get, and that was when I was back here. That was when I was back here. Alright? We finna get to the other part, too. So y'all can know.
Right on the other side of this wall.
So right here, wait, let me go to the other video. Where we at, man?
So then something told me to take my mirror down.
So, right here, like I said, I had a mirror on my wall. You can see it. You're going to be able to see it. Because it's two different colors. Because, you know, I smoke, so my walls is off-white now. But behind the mirror, it's still white because, you know, it wasn't smoking to it like that. But something told me to take my mirror off the wall, and I'm going to show you what I found.
And you can see where my mirror was at.
Okay? And listen,
I did this because I'm like, wait, is my wall, do I?
So, that little patch right there, I did that myself before I even went over there just to check and see if my wall was still right there. You feel me? I know how to patch it up, as you can see, but I did that right there. But let me show you.
I got a wall of it? You get what I'm saying? I know I do.
That's
but I'm just saying, I didn't know how much was damaged, so I made a little cut right there. But upon taking my mirror down, I seen these.
Look at these. So when I took my mirror down, both of these holes was behind my mirror. Right behind it. And I'm like, what the? You get what I'm saying? Remind you. I had professional contractors that did everything. We're going to go over that. And I was standing right here when I was telling them hang my mirror. They wasn't just drilling no holes. And if y'all can see, these holes is coming from the outside in. Alright?
Which wasn't there when we hung the mirror. You can see my... So then something told me to take my mirror.
Alright, bam.
Mirror. You can see our holes.
So y'all see this? Y'all see that line? Right here? This is where the mirror was. This is where the mirror was. That hole was holding up my mirror. Okay? This was only 4 holes that was in that wall.
1, 2, 3, and 4. This right here came through too.
They drilled that one too, right up there.
That right there came through too. From the other side. You can tell. You can tell these came from the other side.
You can look at them holes and tell them holes was coming from the outside in. Okay? You can see it. You can see it like, but it got the little mushroom type thing because it came from the outside in. And when it came in, I had the texture on the wall stucco, so it made that print. But yeah, them 2 holes was remind you, they couldn't be seen because they was behind my mirror.
Okay. They coming in from the outside.
Yeah. So just imagine seeing that and uncovering that. And I'm like, listen, I'm like, what is really going on? I knew it was something deeper. And that's when I was like, okay, I gotta get on point because there's something going on. I didn't have, that's all I had to work with, but I'm working with, why would the neighbor do that? Right? Never got into it. We was cool for all I know. So now, I'm finna keep it going. I'm taking my time on this too because I don't want to skip nothing. I don't want to fast forward to this because This is when I was back here and when I noticed this stuff. In the middle of this, it was the Navy Federal and stuff like that. At the same time. But I never connected them because I'm like, what they gonna like the neighbor? Like how would they you get what I'm saying? But let's get it back into it. So that was my wall. Okay? That was my wall. That was the wood pieces. That was on the ground. The holes that I showed you, it was more small little tiny holes, but the holes that I showed you, them was the type of holes that was there. And every time they drilled one, it was wood pieces that come and be on the ground. Now, when I went over there and I got the pictures, all right, here we go. Check this out. This was part of my wall too. These the same pieces that was sitting inside my room wall. That's the same pieces. Okay? I can't zoom all the way in. That too. Them the pieces. That's the pieces. On the floor. So that's when I was like, okay, I know it. Now check this out. I just noticed this the other day. Check this out. As y'all know, this is my foundation. Because part of my wall was damp and wet. You get what I'm saying? It was that I'm like, why is this stuff so soft and damp? Like, you know what he said? He said, oh, when it rained, I'm like, that's kind of impossible because that's why the roof is like that because the rain go off the roof. The rain don't just fall right on the wall. And then it was crazy because it's like my room floor sits right here. That's the support for the wall on that side. None of this was here, y'all. Listen, I had access when we rebuilt this. I had access to every inch of the wall, bottom down. That wasn't there. I was hearing them do this shit multiple times over weeks. You know? Now pay attention to this. Y'all see that gap right there? If I zoom in, y'all see how it's something holding that up. Right? This shit just look crazy. Right? Like, what was y'all doing? But check this out. Y'all see how this foundation is lifted up a little bit? Alright, just make sure y'all remember this. Alright, it's something right there. Oh, I covered this up. It's something right here, but I covered it up because I was highlighting stuff. And let's see if I can see the other part. I can't. Oh, right here. It's something right here. Why would something be lifting that up or doing that? Why? The foundation supposed to look like this. Let me see. I got pictures. And like I said, my room floor, this is the back side of my room, so this is more into my closet. I think like right there's my closet. I can show y'all the pictures when we had the closet open up because that's where the electrical was getting ran at. So, but I'm like, this is what I just noticed. Why is there something lifting that up? And when I seen it, the reason I thought about it because it's a lot of stuff that's been happening. And that gave me a lead. All right? I'm like, it's like they pulling up my foundation and that's not supposed to happen. It's already crazy when you say, oh, water. But how can water get there when, first off, if water was able to get right there from the rain, my whole house, this whole back house would be flooded. All right? Ain't no rainwater reaching from the ground all the way up to here. Think about that. That's why I was like, what? Listen, I didn't know what was going on, y'all. Let me see. This is the foundation, okay? Y'all see how he's sitting flat and shit? They listen, these up though. I couldn't get to this was like pictures from a video. I had to get to submit to the court. So, since we back here, let's go through some of the pictures from when I first. This when I first bought the house and we start remodeling. You know, the first thing was to find the plumbing. We found the plumbing. We already had piping. So that's from the beginning. Then we're going to go to, I can go like this. Because y'all see I didn't organize a lot. Alright, let's go to, I want to show y'all when I first bought the house. This is a picture when I first bought the house, okay? As y'all can see, listen. As y'all can see, it's wood on the outside. It was a wooden garage. It was a garage, a 2-car garage, okay? Y'all can see. This is how it looked when I bought it. Alright? So the material that's on the other side is the same material, just like this. But this is when I bought it. Let me tell y'all this. If y'all know when y'all buy a house, y'all see that? It's surging. I'm going to get to that though, and y'all can kind of understand more. But if y'all know, before you sell a house, it has to be inspected. And they will tell you if it's structural damage. They will tell you everything. They check every inch and piece of the house. Okay? If anything was wrong with any of this, they wasn't going to be able to sell it. Okay? Even on his side, they check everything. Moisture, all type of stuff. So, let's get to it. This is how it looked when I first bought it. I wasn't staying back there then. I was in the front house until I finished the project. So, alright, we got that one. So this is a couple pictures from when we start working on it. You know, we got the floor, wood floors, and stuff like that. Alright. This was when we were working on it. So, right there in the back where we got that open at, like right here, this is the bathroom. This is where we put the bathroom at. This is where the bathroom, as you see, like you see how this wall is? We had all this. Everything. You know, right here is my closet area. And so his like basically this whole wall where you see right here, the other side of that wall is his property. And it sits on his property. Alright? This is when we start digging. You get what I'm saying? So bam. We got that. I got some more too. Hold on, y'all. Alright. What's this? Oh, same picture. So that's part when we start doing shit. You know, that's what y'all see. Y'all see that wall? That's where my shower at. That the other side of that wall is his property, and my wall that sit on that property is my wall. That's not even his wall. They ain't supposed to touch nothing. Okay, this is the bathroom. Now, okay, what's this? This is all the stuff we was pulling out. The demolition, okay? Because we put in new drywall, we put in waterproof drywall in the bathroom, the kitchen, and stuff like that. I designed this myself and had the contractors come, and I was here too every day doing work. You feel me? So that's a picture of that. All right. Then this was when I got. Because the side, y'all see, it was rocks right there. So I ended up getting that cemented so I could put my bikes and everything like that. That's the side of the back house right here. And then this more picture of them finishing it. This was in 2020. I started working on this in I bought the house September 2020. And we was working on it since, it took some months. It took like 3 months to get it all the way fully done. There's more pictures, stuff like that. That's when I got the carport. I was getting the carport built, and then what we got, that was the end after it was up. You feel me? And so this is where I was parking like my bikes, my Harley, dirt bikes, and stuff like that. So, see, this was the wall, okay? Remind y'all, check this out. Like, it's really no damage was to it. It wasn't no damage when we bought the house. All right? Now, I end up taking this window out. It was a window here. I took that out. I put a new window up there. Okay? And this is when we started stucco. All right? Any damage that was done, my people that was doing it, they was removing it. If any wood, they have anything, they replacing it. They took, listen, most of that stuff, they took out of there. They took out of there. Now watch this. So we got that. Let's get to it. Let me show y'all. I'm trying to go in order. Where is that? So I wanted y'all to see. Is that it? So this is when they start doing the stucco work. Okay? This is what I got done to the whole property. Except that side. And let me tell you why. Wasn't, as y'all see, before I even did the stucco, wasn't even nothing really wrong with it. You could have threw some more, a new coat of paint. It wasn't to my liking. That's why I did this. This was my plan the whole time. But since my other wall was on his property, I didn't want to like cause inconvenience to him and stuff. So I told my people that was doing the stucco and the work to tell them, check it out, and if y'all think we should do it, let's do it. Because they only estimated me on the size that's right here. But I knew it was good and stuff like that. So when they seen it, they was like, it's straight, I'm like, well, don't even trip about that. You get what I mean? So that's why we didn't do that, because it was sitting on his property. I didn't want to inconvenience him. So, but this is when they was doing the stucco work. This was that wall that y'all seen. You feel me? They put it up, put the little proof paper, wired it up. What else? Okay, this was when they was doing it. They doing the whole house. Alright? The whole back house. What else we got? This is when they was putting the paper up. Alright. This is when they was working on the back. This is the back of it, where the garages, y'all, if y'all look right here, them squares, them was the garages. It was a 2-car garage. And then, like I said, they doubled that up for me. And then basically they put it all concrete on there. And making it, that the newer type look on the house. Alright. Where we at with it? This how it look. Now, after it was done and they did their thing, it looked like that now. Currently, too. Now, this is when they was working. This right here, y'all see that gate? That's the neighbor property. That's where my wall sit. So I have no access. The gate is high. I have no access. But they got over there. Like I said, during this, it wasn't nothing going on. The house is brand new. Well, not brand new, but I just had bought the house. Once I bought the house, the same day, next day, we start working on it. Because I was trying to get out the front house with my mom. I'm like, I need this done so I can have my own. You get what I mean? I sacrificed a lot to try to help that woman. All right. Now. All right. This is how it looked before. This is when they was getting the sand, because y'all know how stucco work. You use sand and all type of stuff, and it support too. It's for support of the house, for temperature, all type of stuff. It's for a lot of stuff. But as you see, this project wasn't no from the corner. No, this was very planned out. Everything was written out. The designs, everything. All right, what else we got in here? So that's like a little bit of, you feel me? What's this? This is little pictures. This the evidence I submitted to the. As y'all see how it look right there. This was like when they started doing the stucco. And then after that, we got it painted, primer painted, stuff like that. This is a picture of them doing the work. But yeah, like I said, like, and so look, and this was the outcome. You get what I'm saying? This is my room. Listen, y'all. Watch this. This is the room. I designed it and everything. This is the wall. All right? This is my mirror. Okay? I was standing right here when the contractor was hanging my mirror. All right? I told them where to move it. Okay, go like this. They found the studs first. Bam. They found the little stud on both sides. And we made sure it lined up the best way I wanted it. Then they put the holes in the wall. 4. Okay? That's it. 4 holes. You can see them on the mirror. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It wasn't no extra holes in that wall. But when I removed my mirror that time, it was 2 holes coming from the outside in. All right? Now, where we at now? All right. So let's do it like this. So, after all that going, remind you, I done started my investigation already. I want to know what's going on. At this time, this story it gets real deep. But I ain't gonna even talk about that right now. But I am. And I'm gonna show y'all why. Alright? So, at this time though, I'm starting to see like crazy cars sitting in front of my house. Like, I know my block, I know what be going on, and something wasn't right. A big white Sprinter van parked somewhere that nobody never parked and is red. It's just weird. Okay? I'm starting noticing other little things now. This after I confronted him, and still after that, I just told him like, okay, I'm gonna go grab some materials and I'm gonna fix all this. But during that time, it was like, it kept happening. Like, I ended up finding more holes with the wood shavings in there. All right? And we're going to get to that because that's a part of it too. It was a video I made on Instagram. Okay? And I was saying, like, motherfuckers keep testing me. You feel me? Like, I tried to do the right thing. I tried to go to the police station, file a report. That's right here. And this is how we going to get into the next topic. Where is that? Untitled 4. Where we got it? Oh, it's right here. So this is when I went to the police station. This was June 1st. Alright? Let's verify that. What that say? June 1st, 2024. Alright? Listen. I went to file a report. Because at this time, I'm like, okay, this is June 1st, remind you. When I start uncovering all this stuff, was like January, February, and so on. That's when I start seeing it and stuff, and I'm doing all this stuff. I chose to go to the police station on the 1st because it's like they kept doing the shit. They kept doing it. And I tried to do the right thing. Y'all know me. I'm legally licensed to have gun. You feel me? I ain't got no felonies. None of that. All right? This is where it gets started. Really gets started. So remind you, from January all the way to June, it's just bullshit. And so that's when I hopped on Instagram because everybody thought I was just tripping. And I said, okay, I know how to get their attention. So I did a video on Instagram with my guns, which I legally can have. Okay? And right after the video, I'm just letting people know. I wanted people to know, okay, I'm fearing for my safety now. Okay? So if these motherfuckers keep doing this, hey, whatever happens, happens. So, but after that, I know it was a lie. So after that, I went straight to the police station. This was like something in the morning. What time was it? It was 6 a.m. To let them know what's happening. Like, okay, my wall over there damaged. I showed them the pictures. And I need to file a report. And at the same time, I was filing a report on Navy Federal too. Because at that time, I already linked it. I'm like, it gotta be these people. Why would he even do something like that? That's how I was thinking. Okay? So, they refused to take my report. They refused to take my report. Listen, anything over $400, report. They just referred me straight to the court. I wasn't thinking of nothing at this time. I'm like, legal probably like, okay, I still need a report filed, but they refused to file my report against the neighbor. I never thought nothing of it. Now, so that was that. LAPD. June 1st. Okay? Now, June 5th came. This was the day I went to go serve Chase and Bank of America. Because listen, between this time, between January and June, these banks was just closing my accounts for no reason. I guess somewhere in their contract says, oh, they can choose to not do business with anybody, and they ain't got to say a reason. That's what they gave me. But let me remind you, every single one of my bank accounts got shut down. Even my trust accounts. Yeah. Every single one of them. So my credit getting fucked up. They trying to stop everything. They locked all my accounts up with my money in there. Okay? This was the other banks. Ain't nothing happened. They just chose to do it. And how I connected it was they all used the same thing. And said they could choose to not do business, whatever. But is it a coincidence? Yeah. They still got my, listen, illegally locked up till today. All right? And that's why I'm going back and forth with all of them. With all the banks. Listen, this is Navy Federal, Credit One Bank, Fidelity, Chase, JP Morgan, the investment side. All right? Who else? Merrill Lynch, the people with Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Charles Schwab, Vanguard. It's more. Okay? I had an account with almost every bank. Okay? Investment accounts. Trust accounts that most of my money was in. I got statements. They just sent me tax statements for 2024. You can see. I had deposits like 50K in there. And my other accounts, I had way more. Way more. Yeah. But they still holding my money. Now, the day I went to go serve Chase in Bank of America with a notice of action, letting them know, oh, I'm going to be taking y'all to court. When I came home that day, this is June 5th, once I got home, Not even like 5 minutes later, I walk out in the back of the front house because listen, at this time I'm staying in the front now. And let me tell y'all this because this is key evidence to this. When I moved, it's a whole story behind me and my mom. If I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, I'm gonna tell you everything, okay? At this time, this was like January, February too. Alright? At this time, I'm looking for a house. Because I'm growing out of this. I got too much stuff. I got too many cars. I need somewhere to park them. My kids, you feel me? They need more space. So I'm looking for a house. I'm keeping this. Alright? I was telling my mom, like, give me the contract. Let me see the contract. We can look over it and I'm going to get it paid. You get what I'm saying? Before I was going to move, I was taking care of this. That was the plan. She did not want to give me the contract. Remind you, y'all. If we want to say it, this is my house. We can say that. My mom didn't put a penny. Not a penny. I'm not being sarcastic. Not a penny, okay? She didn't. I didn't need her to get no house or whatever. You feel me? I had my grandparents that was helping me. Getting my own house because I was looking for my own house before I even bought this. I gave her money. I gave her probably like 40 to 60,000 for a down payment on the house. Here you go. Go find you a house. Down payment. That was me, and I was looking for my own house. That's when she came back and like, oh, I can't do it by myself. Whoopty whoop. I'm like, okay, well, just give me my money back. And okay, you know, I tried. But then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I'll sacrifice the house that I'm looking for before we even bought this, okay? And was like, okay, I'll just do the backup. And I can do that until, you know, as long as I'm comfortable, I'm good. And so that's how I proceeded. And we got this house. We found this house. And I'm like, okay, well, I just will get the house. Nobody drop, just me. Okay? Not a penny. Not a penny. So, like I said, my grandparents was gonna help sign for it and help sign for it. My mom, she signed whatever. Okay, I took care of everything, down payment, this and that. When I got in here, I started on this project. All right. So, between all this, like I'm steady asking for the contract. Like, why this stuff going? She would not give. I'm like, my whole family, like, why she won't give you the contract? I don't know. I don't know. Remind you, at this time, I am studying the laws. And I'm looking over everything now. And this is the reason why they target me too. Because I'm start suing these people. All the banks, I got lawsuits with all the banks. And they like, okay, I'm studying, I'm learning exactly what they doing. Exactly what the system is doing. Currently. All right? And they didn't like that. They didn't like that. I guess I just know too much. Okay? But for some reason, my mom, she didn't want to give me the contract, whatever. I tried to sit down, talk to her. I tried to do everything. And at this, oh, yeah. This is when I didn't know what was going on. So then I come to find out. I walk out the house. I'm going to Fidelity to handle some business. And I see a for sale sign in front of my house. Yeah. I didn't know what was going on. This is when me and my mom, we was going at it. Because I'm like, how you going to sell a house that's not yours? How? How you going to sell a house that is not yours? That you drop not a dime on. Not a penny. Okay? Appliances, I bought everything. So how you gonna think you gonna sell a house that's not yours behind my back? I didn't know nothing of this. Everybody in my family knew, but not me. Yeah. So at this time, me and my mom wasn't seeing eye to eye. Which I didn't really care, but it was like, you trying to, like, what kind of janky stuff you trying to do? You feel me? Remind you, I'm still going through all this stuff, and I'm already found the house. Okay, I'm doing inspections at the house and stuff like that. But like I said, I told her to give me the contract so I can take care of this, right? Why would I go somewhere else where I'm paying this and still gotta pay? No, I take care of that. Let me look over the contract and let me see what is really going on with this contract before I try to do anything. She didn't want to give me, so it had to go how it went. Okay, and just like that. That's why I was online, and people just kept coming to my house trying to do some time. And I'm telling